everybody. Welcome to the Rivalry, where we talk about the first place Seahawks and the second place 49ers every week, usually on Wednesdays. How's it going?
Better before you said all that bullshit.
It's not often I get to. Trust me.
Well,
It's been
it
a while.
probably won't be.
Yeah, we'll see.
We haven't even played a division game yet.
Pretty favorable matchup this week. I don't know. Who are the 49ers playing this weekend?
The Rams.
Who are banged up.
Banged up, but
worse
still,
than you guys.
But they first. How the fuck did they get so banged up but nearly beat the Lions?
That was the week before, though.
They lost their left tackle, their right tackle, or left tackle, left guard, and they had to move Cooper Kupp over to the left side essentially, just so he could be on that side because that's where the pressure was going to come from. So,
yeah, and he's hurt.
That was week 1.
I'm just saying. Now this is week 3. So now Cooper Kupp's hurt. Puka Nakua's hurt.
We couldn't beat Sam Darnold and the Vikings. How confident I am. I have a feeling we're going to win. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't matter where we play the Rams in regular season. We own them.
Mm-hmm.
Except for last year.
Oh, did you guys lose to them last year?
I think we did, if I remember correctly. Because I was like, damn it, because I wanted Aaron Donald to go out without a win against us.
He would have, though. I mean, they beat you guys in the NFC Championship.
I tweeted at him to talk some shit. I told him that. Like before the season, go, hey, you know what? You can't retire this season because you play us the last game. You wouldn't want to retire on a loss. Yeah. He never got back to me.
Oh, I can't believe it. Yeah, I guess
he's not one of those guys that just want to just after he retires just start going through the comments and showing up on people's doorsteps.
I'd sure hate that.
Yeah. Yep.
That might be one of the worst people to possibly show up at your doorstep.
I'd take my ass whooping though.
Yeah.
As long take pity on me.
As long as we can get a picture afterwards.
Right. For the gram.
Yeah. But how did the game go? Obviously, I saw the final score. I saw that huge touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
The game went horribly for the most part. So there's so many times we could have scored if people were doing things correctly. Well, I wouldn't say there's so many times, but there's crucial points where we went 4 and out, or sorry, we turned over on downs on like the 2-yard line. And
still taking the points.
Well, but we could have scored multiple times if people would have done things correctly in that last set of downs. One big one was Aaron Banks. And then there's so many other things. If we would have done correctly, we could have totally won this game. Even with Brock Purdy supposedly being confused by the defensive back packages. One time they blitzed him and they did it was cover 4 over 1. Everybody else was blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, that's kind of a risky call. So it's not like there wasn't some stuff. Brock Purdy needs to learn, so this is fine. But there's so many things. We were running the ball crazy in the first half. And in the second half, we were kind of stonewalled. But in the first half, when it was working, we weren't like just shoving it down their throat. We were all like, oh, let's be balanced and stall out drives.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Mason ended up with a 5 yards per carry average. And that's after being stonewalled in the second half.
Oh, so he started off awesome.
He started off way better. which 5 yards a carry average is great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like in the league, 5 yards a carry, that's a great back.
Yeah.
That's dependable shit right there. So it was higher than that, and we still weren't taking advantage of it. It made no sense to me. Penalties. Offensive line paid like shit. Dude, Fred Warner played his ass off, and he lost despite his performance. That guy was all over the field. He was causing fumbles, getting interceptions. He was doing so much, and we still couldn't even win.
Mm-hmm.
It's really disappointing. We had a blocked punt.
I did hear something about that.
Not only did we not cover, obviously, block people well, but when the kick got blocked, the guy falls to the ground and then pops up. This whole time, Mitch could have tagged him, but he didn't. And then when the guy pops up, Mitch almost like jumps to the side to be like, "Oh, don't touch him." It's like, what are you talking about? Hit that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, there's lots of things. Fred's the only one I can't say didn't do something wrong. Kittle was doing a great job. I don't know if he did anything wrong, but he had to go out. It was a real hot game, I guess. Trent had to go out, or not Trent, but George had to go out for IV, just like Trent did the week before. Brock Purdy, his interception was he was dropping back to pass, and then like it seemed like the ball just squeezed out of his hand. Like there was just too much. The ball, like his hand was wet, too much sweat. It was
this
really,
in Minnesota?
Yeah,
indoors. If the other team's not having did the other team have problems with it? The Vikings?
I don't know. Well, like I said, Kittle needed an IV because he was fucking dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And Brock had the ball just slip out of his hands. You should see it. I thought the ball got swatted out of his hands. And I actually wrote it down as that. And then I had to go back after I was watching it and correct it because it just popped out of his hand.
Mm-hmm. Any concerns going into week 2 for you? What are some biggest concerns? Obviously, no Deebo Samuel, no Christian McCaffrey. Isn't there somebody else out as well? Or are those two the big two?
I think those are the big two. If somebody else is out, I must have missed it.
Then the Rams, obviously, no Nakua, no Cup, no left tackle, it sounds like, or I think that's the one who's doubtful. Very key piece on their offensive line. I couldn't remember his name when I was listening to the radio today. They said it. So it's going to be a battle of two plague teams. It is as I'm looking right now, it's the biggest spread of the weekend. So the 49ers are favored by the most points than any other game this weekend. So Vegas thinks you guys should handle them. Are you nervous at all, or?
I'm always nervous when it comes to divisional games. Also, you never know. Sean McVay is a great coach. And even though we've always won, he's always kept it close for the most part. So nothing right now about the last game and about these two teams' histories make me confident to the point where I would just be talking shit left and right. You know what I mean? Like
last week. Last week you were very confident.
Right.
Obviously,
I was extremely
saw week 1.
And like from Sam Darnold. But then when you look at the game, they're keeping all sorts of people in to give Sam Darnold time to make those throws. We didn't do any of that. We weren't even calling pressures. I didn't see a blitz until the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. That's the first time I saw a blitz. And I'm thinking, when he's burning us down the field, why aren't we getting pressure on him? Whether we could do it with our front four or not, on third down, why aren't we bringing a blitz from somewhere?
Yeah, unless they
somewhere.
just have that little confidence in their back end.
I don't think that's it. They just like to play the same style of defense, and I don't understand why you're getting beat, why you're not trying to get more pressure. If he's not pressured to throw, you can't have the defensive backs back there covering for 8 seconds. So if it's getting up there and your front four aren't doing the job, you need to bring somebody else to the party to help them get going, to bring that time to pass down. You want to I don't want a quarterback holding on to the ball for more than like 4 seconds. Because at that point,
that's too long. Anyways, it's like
no, I'm talking about like an opposing quarterback. You know what I mean?
I know that's way too long. Anyways, to have him holding it for that long, I think the average. Let's see, average snap.
It's like 3 seconds
to throw.
It's like 3.2, 3.4. That's what I'm saying. 4 seconds is too much. We need to be getting pressure on him before then.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not, you need to add more people to it. If you're scared about something happening on the back end, then confuse him by changing it up.
It's 2.75 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah, just
there's a lot of first read Charlies out there then.
What?
Right? There's a lot of first read Charlies out there then.
Well, that's fine. We'll get to the Seahawks, who did the exact opposite of what the 49ers defense did. Tried to run the ball early, figured out, hey, this is not our strong suit. Our guards are not, moving forward at all.
Oh.
Geno starts passing the ball, pass it 44 times. Geno went 33 for 44 with a passer rating over 100, a touchdown. So, I mean, he completed 75% of his passes. Just one touchdown. Yeah, I don't know. It was very efficient the way they moved the ball. Defense got tired second half. Started letting some long runs because the first half we held that Ramondre Stevenson nothing, and then the second half 8 yards a carry. But stopped him when it mattered. Stopped him on third down and overtime. Got the ball back, drove down the field, kicked a field goal.
It sounded like you just tried to put a whole lot of dressing on a shitty sandwich.
Not really. No, I was proud of it. I really enjoyed the way that they called that game. I did. It was awesome to see something different than what we've seen, which is if you're running into a brick wall, don't keep trying to run into the brick wall. Maybe do something to change that, right? And Geno did it with pressure in his face all day. Stood there in the pocket, stepped up, found the open guy, got it to him. I thought he did amazing. I was very proud.
Well, good.
Yeah. What makes you say that? What makes you say that? Your statement.
What was that?
The shitty sandwich.
You went to overtime with the Patriots, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed.
They just beat the Bengals.
Yeah, but I think anybody can beat the Bengals right now.
Bengals shouldn't have lost to the Chiefs.
They shouldn't, but they do.
No, they shouldn't have last weekend. I don't think that was pass interference.
What I'm saying is they do though. If they were such a good team in the early weeks, they would have won the games without. Okay, so when something comes down to a play, I don't blame one person or this or that or anything because it's like the UFC. You got to win it and not let it get to the ref's hands or the judge's hands. And so to me, if the win or loss is teetering on a penalty, you didn't deserve to win because you didn't put destiny in your hands.
But what I'm saying is it's Kansas City. I mean, they're the best team in the NFL.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. They're the
reigning Super Bowl champions 2 in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. They seem to win a lot. You know,
Yep.
I'm just saying the Seahawks played a hell of a game, and I'm really proud of them.
Look,
I really
you can
am.
be. I'm not. I don't know. I would expected more, I guess. You know, I thought you guys would have handled them more. We'll see though, because I got them on the schedule. Who knows? We might lose to them.
It never seemed like we were going to lose, though. That's the problem. That's what I mean.
I was watching the game a little bit. Yeah, it was tight. I was like, man, why they never getting any separation? Yeah,
never pulled away, but it was a dogfight. It was a defensive game, right? So that's just how it goes sometimes. I mean, not saying that we're the 2013 Seahawks. The 2013 Seahawks were down 17-0 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and won in overtime, led by Josh Freeman. They also took the Houston Texans, led by Matt Schaub, to overtime. Good teams. You guys lost to what? The Browns last year? You know what I mean? It's good teams. Even their close
quarterback.
Who's the quarterback? PJ Walker.
It was PJ Walker. He threw like 3 interceptions. He was like 0 for 6. It was like, and we still lost. Oh, I saw something today that I thought was hilarious.
What?
It ties to your team and my team. It was the biggest. What were the biggest? The biggest disappointment in Super Bowl, and it was the pass on the 2-yard line to and then it was the 27-3 and
28-3.
28. I think, I can't remember now, but I think it was me who had the more, but it could have been you. It was like 38% and 25%, and then everybody else was in the teens. So yeah, we've got the biggest fuck ups essentially, even though it wasn't the Niners that did that. But
I was going to say that was the Falcons, but it was Shanahan's offense that refused to run the football up that much and just 3 and out, not draining any time off the clock. Yeah, I don't know. I thought, that game sucked. I mean, it was an awesome game for the Seahawks until the final play. It was fun. We gave up the 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. We shouldn't even been in the position to make that pass. Should have just kept the throttle on. But, I mean, that was a game where I think Sherman had a torn bicep. Something happened. So Sherman, Thomas, and Chancellor, all 3 were hurt that game. And then Cliff Averill got hurt. Nickel corner Jeremy Lane broke his leg after he intercepted Tom Brady in the first quarter. It was not great.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. At least we were there, right? 30 other NFL teams couldn't say that.
Yeah. That's what but it doesn't make you really feel better.
No, it doesn't, because it makes you feel like, oh, you're that close, right?
It gives you something to say. It gives you something to say, but it doesn't heal any wounds.
Yeah.
Imagine that happened to you twice.
3 times.
3 times. Well, I'm talking about like the players, like my players. Some of my players, that's happened to twice. They've been, they put in all them hours. You know what I mean? And you get there and you're like, and you still can't get it. Oh, I feel so bad for them.
Yeah. Got to finish.
Yeah.
Seahawks couldn't last time. 49ers couldn't last time. I mean, if winning the Super Bowl was easy, everybody would do it, right?
Yeah.
So nothing to blame, but just little decisions made throughout every game, really.
And why are we... at least we didn't have the same shit happen. The same exact thing happen. We did kind of blow a lead, but they were kind of with us the whole time. You know what I mean?
It never felt like it, though, until the Chiefs actually won. Until the Chiefs actually won, I didn't think they were going to win. Even in overtime, on that fourth down, I was like, oh, here's where it ends.
I had no idea. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
On to bigger things. Actually, not bigger, but newer things. Yeah. What any key matchups you're thinking about this weekend? Any key players for us to watch out for now that Debo's out? Is it going to be a big Jennings game, Trey Mason game, or Jordan Mason? Sorry.
So it looks like Kittle has the biggest increase when Debo's out. But also, we haven't seen a lot from Brandon Ayuk. I expect him to kind of take more of the role because, as a man, you kind of want to. You know what I mean? Stand up, this and that. So that we got Juwan Jennings, but watch out for Cowing or Conley to step up. Depends if they activate Conley or not. But that's a guy I like, and he might be one of those come out of the middle of nowhere down the field type of plays where he's like he's the guy you forget about because everybody else is going, and that's the guy you need to really watch out for. So watch out for that. What else? Oh, Talanoa Hufanga should be back as long as everything goes correctly this week.
Was he gone all last year?
For the most part, he blew his ACL on a play. He stopped and broke down, like, you know how you break down? He did that, but he was like running forward and he stopped to like break down, and like you can see his leg go, his knee go, and then he like falls down and he's like limping, getting off. And I was like, I don't know, it doesn't look good. Then turns out it was ACL. I didn't think it was that necessarily, but you can kind of tell when the body moves a certain way. You know what I mean? In certain areas, that something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you get, you could just, it looked to me like his knee was wobbling, but turns out what it was his tibia coming forward because it was no longer attached by the ACL.
That's disgusting, actually. That's gross.
Yeah, I could tell you some more stories.
No, I'm good. I don't want to hear those.
Let me tell you off air about my wrestling coach.
Yeah. And that happened on grass.
Yeah.
I'm fucking, you know me, I'm a turf guy. So the Seahawks aren't playing Tua Tagovailoa this weekend. Obviously, he's in
the Dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's on IR. The biggest thing that scares me of them is that speed. I mean, still just getting to the edges. Really have to, like I said on the show yesterday, really have to contain the edges of these guys and make sure your safeties are playing over the top. I don't know that Skylar Thompson has quite an arm. From what I heard, he doesn't. So we're favored by 4.5 points. Vegas thinks we should win. I think we should win, but I don't want to be too overconfident and then just use their speed.
I don't think you necessarily have to worry about if he can beat you over the top with his arm. Can he hit his receivers in space on the run?
Yeah.
That's really, it doesn't matter if it's over the top or not. If he can catch the ball in the moment where you can't touch him, then Tyreek can put on those burners. Doesn't matter who's over the top, really.
Well,
they can, but as long as if somebody's lucky enough to be able to get an angle on them, then you're good. If not, it's house call.
Well, and they're going to do the exact opposite of what the Patriots did last weekend, which we contained in the first half. The second half we didn't. I don't know what happened. Just didn't get our gaps the way we were supposed to. But the Patriots, they tried to smack you in the mouth, run it right down the middle, right? And the Dolphins are not going to be that team. They're going to be the team to get A-Chain and Mostert and I forget the other guy. They have like 3 really solid running backs. They're going to try to get them outside. They're going to try to get their running backs in space, outside zone runs, pitch plays, and those are what scare me in the run game. As long as we can contain the edges, like I said yesterday, I'd really like to see Tyreek Hill on Tariq Woolen. Obviously, Reek stays on the right side, so it's going to have to be if Tyreek lines up there. But get the 2 fastest guys, line them up next to each other, right, and try to have Tariq keep him in check all game.
Yeah, we talked about how Bill Belichick handled the double covering number 1 wide receivers, right?
Yep.
And you're just gonna, well, hey, we'll see how it goes. I don't have confidence at the quarterback position, and to tell you the truth, I was kind of out on them anyways. I remember week 1, I texted Waruna and was like, Dolphins look like the greatest mediocre team of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Hall of Fame level mediocrity. And I don't know why. It just looks like that. They put up hella yards, don't get very many points.
I don't like their coach.
I like their coach. I just don't know if he's doing things correctly.
He rubs me the wrong way. He just is. Yeah.
But how does he even rub you?
You're right. He can't reach me.
Right.
Yeah. No. He just. I don't like him. Yeah. I'm not too worried about the Dolphins this year or this week. I just don't want to. Obviously the players won't, but just as a fan, overlook this game. Be like, oh, we got it. You know. Some of our best defenses got beat by like Drew Stanton and Colt McCoy, the Legion of Boom backup quarterbacks, like we were saying yesterday, it has been our kryptonite throughout the years, whether it's, the backup John Wolford, which I think it has to do
We will lose to backup quarterbacks. I don't know what you're talking about. We're the team that loses to backup quarterbacks. No, us.
Is that a you thing as well?
Oh, that's definitely us.
So I'm assuming part of the reason is you don't have a lot of tape on these guys, on the backup quarterbacks. Don't really know their tendencies as well as, say, a Tua, who's, has a few thousand snaps under his belt over the past couple of years. But yeah, it's like a young pitcher in baseball, right? Nobody's figured their stuff out quite yet. And then once they finally do, you realize they're not the greatest pitcher of all time. Just they got figured out.
Okay, real quick. Should Tua retire?
I think that's up to him.
Yeah, obviously. Mm-hmm. Okay, now, if you were his father, what would you tell him to do?
I'd say it's up to you.
If you were him, what would you do?
I don't know. It's hard. It's
well,
all his
you
choice.
You got about 20 seconds to figure out because you're him right now. What are you picking?
Probably yeah, retire. Some his brain just isn't or not brain, but some people just get rocked with head injuries way more than other people. He seems like one of them.
I wonder if concussions are like knockouts, because UFC fighters, you get knocked out too much and you really easy to get knocked out.
Yeah.
So there was a fighter named Wanderlei Silva. This guy was crazy. This guy was a badass. In fact, his nickname was Axe Murderer. Wanderlei the Axe Murderer Silva. And he was one of those guys I used to watch and I go, he's one of those guys you don't want to get caught in a back alley with. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I don't know if I'm going to live to survive a guy like this who's pissed off and nobody to stop him, right? At the end of his career, every fight he got knocked out and knocked out cold, bump on the ground, just little hits, just because he used to train in a place that was very violent and people would be getting knocked out constantly during training. And so all that training that way made it so in competitions he couldn't even stay on the ground or off the ground. So I wonder if concussions are the same way, because it's brain stuff, right? I wonder if you're more susceptible to getting concussions after you have, more and more, or like more violent ones.
Yeah,
or,
more severe.
Right.
His are just weird because, you see players' helmet hit the turf a million times, and some players pop right back up. Most players pop right back up, like especially the one 2 years ago where he was like really like, I don't know what convulging or I don't
they got
know.
a word for that. I can't remember what it is. Let's call it flexed. He flexed.
Yeah, so
and that wasn't the one. That was when he didn't even look like he hit the ground. His head hit the ground almost. It was
hit
like
the ground.
and I know it hit the ground, but it didn't even look like it hit the ground that hard.
Not crazy.
It almost looked like it was the shoulders that, like when he impacted his shoulders like that, whipped his head enough to do. I don't know.
It's just, I think some people's bodies, obviously everybody's different. I think some people's bodies react to different impacts in different ways, and I think his might be a little more touchy than others. I think that if I was the Dolphins, what I would do is say, listen, I know you just signed a huge extension. I know it's not all guaranteed, but we'll make it up to you. We'll put you on the coaching staff. It's not going to count against the cap, and we're going to pay your full salary until your contract's over. If I was the Dolphins, if I was that worried about his health, that's what I'd say. But it's money. So
that's because you don't care about money over somebody's health, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, what you drinking on there? You got some blue Kool-Aid? What is that?
Cool Blue Gatorade on ice.
Oh. Yeah. No alcohol tonight?
No, I'm trying to cut out alcohol on the weekdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
Went on a bit of a bender last weekend, not on purpose, but just the Huskies game on Saturday, which was terrible, and then the Seahawks game at 10 a.m. on Sunday. My wife was like, "You drank a lot this weekend." I'm like, "Yeah, I just Saturday rolled into Sunday."
I've been there. That's I'm so
glad
I got all that out of my system. Yeah.
You know what sucks though is the end of Sunday. You're like, fuck, I didn't get anything done this weekend.
Yeah. Not just that, but you're like, oh, tomorrow's going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the other thing too. You've gotten, well, if you went hard Friday night,
I did,
and you didn't chill. Well, and if you don't chill on Sunday night a little bit, then you're going to get bad sleep Sunday night too. So you'll have like 2 days where you didn't really get good sleep, and you're going it.
Yeah, I wasn't like drunk to the point where I was like, hungover or anything, but I was definitely just like drunk enough to where I shouldn't be operating a motor vehicle. So, but yeah, no. Anyways, I think if I was the Dolphins, I'd offer him.
Is there any other drunk than that?
Yeah, yeah, there is. There's a little drunk, which you're fine if it's around the block.
It's okay to take the lawnmower over to the neighbor's house real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Just touching up these edges, officer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's drunk enough to operate a lawnmower, and there's drunk enough to not. So, yeah. But yeah, dude, who you got your NFL picks this week?
I am still. Oh, let's talk about how I did last week. You want to? Where are you at? What was your total at?
Fuck, I didn't even write them down or anything. I'm assuming bad.
I went 7-9.
Did you write mine down?
No. Why would I do that?
Oh, I thought you did last week.
No.
Oh. I'll mark them down.
Yeah, you
should do that.
Probably should.
Sorry with your last week.
I got me a little printer, and I just print my stuff out. See, I ain't even got my shit filled out yet this week. I kind of do it all last minute.
The pick sheet. Yeah, see, I don't like that.
What don't you like about it?
I'll tell you what I don't like. That's in Eastern time. It pisses me off.
Oh, I don't care.
I'll be like, yo, we're not playing at 1 o'clock. We're not
When the
playing
first
at 4
games, it
p.m.
starts at 1 o'clock on Sunday. It's a
Exactly.
given that
Eastern
it starts
time
at 10.
zone.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, but still, I'm just like,
I think there's specific time ones.
But
Maybe not.
yeah, what do shit.
You can take it in Canva and just cut all that out with a little white square and then put your own times in there if you wanted.
What's the deal? What'd you do? How'd you do last week?
I went 7-9. I can't believe I was. Holy moly! I texted you. I was like, I am doing really shitty right now.
Came back.
Oh man! After the 10 o'clock games, I was like, oh my god, everything went wrong. Everything went wrong.
What went wrong?
Everything.
What games did you miss? Let's hear them.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So I got Buffalo. I didn't get Las Vegas. I got the Chargers. I didn't get New Orleans. I didn't get Tampa Bay. I didn't get Green Bay. I didn't get Cleveland. I didn't get Minnesota. I didn't get Seattle. I did get the Jets. And then I got Washington.
Patriots?
Yeah, I picked the Patriots on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
What, you be picking against me? Shit, I was coming at you. What?
You're right. I just picked the Rams this week. I'm doing mine
Okay.
right now as you're talking.
All right. Well, then you just calm the fuck down then. and then came the 1 o'clock games. I picked LA over Arizona, and that was horribly wrong. I picked Pittsburgh over Denver. I picked Kansas City. I picked Houston. And obviously that one was good. And then I picked Philadelphia. And
that game was sweet.
It was obviously Atlanta.
Yeah, that was sweet. I was hoping Cousins would like pull a hammy or something. We could see Michael Penix play, but that's fine.
They almost had 200 yards rushing and essentially almost 200 yards passing. And the Philadelphia Eagles could only put up 21 points.
Dude, all these Giants.
They also had 35 minutes of time of possession, and they still couldn't get that shit done.
All these Giants fans were like talking shit about Saquon for dropping the ball. And I'm like, bitch, he scored 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago, and last week I'm pretty sure he rushed for like 93 yards and a touchdown. I wouldn't be, Giants fans, who do you have now that's better than Saquon Barkley? Saquon Barkley's good. I don't even like him, right? Like, I never really liked him, like, as a player or anything. But he's damn good. I mean, just watching him, you're like, oh, yeah, I can see why they paid him, Slippery.
But then they didn't. And now they're going to talk shit? They must be like crabs in a barrel, bro, because they can't get to success, and they're going to hate on anybody who was on the team that decided they wanted to go find themselves some success, because it won't go fucking happen in New York.
Yeah, when you pay Daniel Jones $45 million a year.
Holy shit. Was it 40? I thought it was 40. They paid him $45 million?
Whatever. 40, 45. I thought it was 45.
Still, it's a crime. It's a fucking crime.
Yeah.
It's a fucking crime.
Let's get to picks this week, and then we'll have a better show next week, because I apologize, you guys. This was not organized.
New England at the Jets.
Jets.
I don't know. What did they do last week?
They beat Tennessee. 24-17, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Giants versus Cleveland. Holy shit. Who is going to suck the most?
Give me Bill Cosby.
Bro, okay.
What?
Diddy, that motherfucker, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. I mean, the first time I heard that, I thought Deshaun Watson must be going like, God damn, this dude really. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you
Deshaun Watson was probably like, God damn, this guy's cool.
Well, he's a little jealous. He's like, man, this dude's got one hell of a good operation up and going.
And he got away with it for a lot longer than I did.
Yeah, I guess Cleveland. Okay, Indianapolis versus Chicago.
Give me Caleb.
It's funny. I'm going to go into Indianapolis, but I could totally see how Caleb could fall on a win here. Because he fell on a win week 1. You know what the stats were week 1 for him?
No.
Where was it? Did I write it down? I'll tell you. Oh, yeah. The whole team had 148 yards, and 64 of it was passing.
Yeah. I think that was net. I think that was net, so that included sacks. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rooting for all the rookie quarterbacks because they've sucked so far. So I kind of wanted to turn around a little bit. I'm rooting for I'm rooting for. Well, you can't, but I'm rooting for Bryce Young. I'd like to see. I'm kind of tired of criticizing as much as I am. I'm trying to be a little bit more positive, except to the 49ers and the Rams and Cardinals. That's where I draw the line.
All this harmful rhetoric.
Yeah, exactly. Give me the Bears. Give me Houston over Minnesota.
Fuck, I don't know. Because we just got handled up there. Is it going to be muggy again? It's a 10 o'clock start. Because I want to go here. Fuck it, I'm going Houston.
Yeah, Philadelphia over New Orleans. I don't think New Orleans can keep it up.
I got burned on them last week. But against it. But Philadelphia lost against the Falcons. Fuck it, yeah. I'm going New Orleans. You can do whatever you want. Pittsburgh versus Chargers. This is going to be a defensive game.
Remember how I said I'm trying to be more positive, except for the 49ers, Cardinals, and Rams. Yeah. Still hate Russell Wilson, believe it or not. I hope Justin Fields does awesome this game. Really gives him no reason to put Russell in. Give me Pittsburgh.
I think I'm going Chargers.
All right. I don't doubt it. Harbaugh's got those guys playing pretty hard.
I've already penciled Tampa Bay in. Yeah. Tennessee or Green Bay. See, these are tough.
I'll do Tennessee because as long as they can stop the run.
There's so many coin flip games here.
Yeah, which is awesome. That's what I like to see. That's kind of why I started liking college football so much, is because on Saturday, with the NFL, so how many 1:00 games are there? There's 3. But what if all 3 are blowouts, right? With college football on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., you can just flip a channel and have a close game on. And if that one gets out of hand, you just turn on another game because there's 134 big teams.
Yeah. What up, Rick Diaz? Appreciate you coming through, sir.
Yeah, thanks, man. We got to keep an eye on the Chargers in the other season. They're going to be very better. Maybe knock out Kansas City Chiefs. That would be so sweet. Yeah, the Chiefs have kind of taken on the Patriots role where they've won so much now that everybody hates them. I think that started really like 2 years ago. But they just win so much now that people are tired of seeing them, which, I mean, let's be honest, that's the real reason everybody hated the Patriots. It wasn't because Spygate. And I mean, if he did Spygate and was a mediocre coach, right, nobody would really give a shit. If he was going 8-8 every season and got caught cheating, for one, that's embarrassing. And for 2,
right? Like, come on, bro. Like, you could have won more than that if you're going to cheat.
That's another thing, too. Like, if you're going to cheat.
What was that team that went to go play one of the other high school teams, and it was like a whole bunch of kids
IMG
in college.
Academy.
Yeah, but the
Or
other
no,
one,
not IMG is the good school. It's
yeah,
Bishop Sycamore.
Bishop
They went to play
Sycamore.
IMG Academy.
Yeah, a whole bunch
I
of
just
Bishops Sycamore.
and it wasn't even real. Like it wasn't real. Like they were
Holy
all just
Jesus.
junior college players and stuff.
Holy Jesus.
But no, my biggest thing is like baseball players that did steroids, right? Robinson Cano did steroids for the Mariners. Got caught, and you're like, what? You're like, dude, if you're gonna fucking cheat, please don't suck. Like, don't do steroids and not hit a bunch of dingers, right?
Yeah. You're gonna juice. Like, we want to see some fucking
Jose
what was that?
Canseco, Mark McGuire,
Yeah.
you know, Barry Bonds.
Do you remember what was it, Batman and Robin, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it?
I've never seen any Batman.
Oh, they had one guy they were just pumping juice into, and they had a dial on his chest, and it was like you cranked the dial, it just pumped more steroids into the dude. He just like got bigger.
And that's what happened to Barry Bonds. So.
Oh, 49ers fans, watch out.
What? Oh, I didn't even remember that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But his head grew, when your skull grows. So I guess with steroids,
well, when you're best player in the league, your head's going to grow a little bit.
Yeah, no, I guess with steroids too in baseball is what doctors were saying. I watched this documentary on it. They were saying it wasn't just really the muscle that the steroids improved. It was your vision is so much quicker and you're able to get the bat to the ball at be so much more precise with your bat. And the vision part is just as much as the muscle part, which I thought was interesting because obviously everybody thinks steroids, big muscles, right? But I guess, the vision was like just as much of a factor.
I would think the vision would be more because.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, more of a factor, but I never knew it.
Those guys could already hit the long ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you crush it or not, as long as it goes over the fence. Yeah, but when you can see it better, because if that year when Sosa and McGuire went on the run, that was some of the craziest shit ever. And you have never seen that run ever since, never seen it. And it's not the fucking muscles. The muscles don't do that. You know what I mean? The muscles, to me, actually, the muscles would hinder. The size of the muscles can hinder because of range of motion.
Have you seen Sammy Sosa?
Now?
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to send you a picture. I just want to see your reaction.
You a little guy?
Not quite. I'll send it over text 1 sec.
All right. You send it over. Or how about I just Google it?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I want to see your face.
Whatever. You can. I'll be right here.
No. What's up, McNiner? Can you please watch your language and watch your self-control? What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. You should have got that photo.
I do not have that photo yet. Oh, it's coming. What the fuck? He looks like a Cuban Boy George.
His skin changed color.
Do you know who Boy George is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Karma Chameleon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle fans, do you guys want to win the West? Look out with the 49ers. Maybe at the end, look out with the Saints. New Orleans Saints are right there. Oh, you mean if they win the South?
I guess.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Let's finish the rest of our picks real quick.
I sent mine in to McNiner, by the way. That's what I did them on. So are we on Carolina and Vegas?
Yes.
I'm taking Carolina. I think
Shocker.
I think Andy Dalton's gonna fucking inject some life into this team. I don't know. Bounce back team of the week.
I'm going to go Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm going to also pick Seattle against Miami.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you're probably going to lose that one now because I picked it. You're welcome.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
If only my picks had that power, I would pick you every week.
Detroit. I take Detroit over Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
They look so good.
Arizona's been smacking people.
I was going to say Arizona looked so good last week, but they've only smacked one team. So
they had 495 yards.
Yeah, any team can have 495 yards 1 week. I think it's a fluke, dude. I don't think they can keep it up, especially even if they do it the first half of the season.
Yeah,
once Call of Duty comes out, season's over. So, anyways, I got Baltimore over Dallas.
Oh, I don't know. Both of them have been sucking. Week 1.
Baltimore lost it by a toenail week 1.
They put up 452 yards and only scored 20 points. 452 yards. That's a whole 99 yards more than Kansas City. Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, 452 yards week 1. First game of the season.
And then they lost to the Raiders last week. Kind of collapsed.
Yeah.
I say give me Baltimore. I don't care. They're going to win.
All right. But Dallas is such a shit show too.
Baltimore's way less of a shit show than Dallas.
Detroit. Oh, sorry, not. Never mind. Detroit had 463 yards. 324 of it was passing, and they only got 16 points.
Yep.
I'm telling you, this shit is crazy.
Who'd you pick?
I don't know. It's at Dallas. Dallas got spanked in their own house last week. What did Baltimore do?
I don't see Baltimore going 0-3.
Oh, they lost last week?
Yeah, they got beat by the Raiders.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm going to go Dallas just to be different.
Are you going to the 49er game?
I already did.
Rams. San Francisco at LA. San Francisco home game. Give me the Rams.
That is a home game for us, yes.
I know. I was just going to say it before you said it.
Yeah.
You say it every time.
That's not going to stop me from saying it. I don't know what you think.
Give me LA.
Okay. I got Kansas City over Atlanta.
Yeah, me too. Buffalo over Jacksonville.
I got Buffalo over Jacksonville, and I got Cincinnati over Washington.
What? Washington?
Commanders?
Washington. Yeah.
No, we live in Washington.
No,
that's Washington.
We live in Washington State.
Okay. We live in Washington State.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, the real hillbilly type from Washington, they're my 49ers fans. The hillbilly type from...
Not even hillbilly, it's just old people.
Yeah, well, old people, like Washington, they throw an R in there. My mom from California throws an R in Washington.
What you got going on the rest of the week?
Well, I got the game tomorrow night, going to watch, and then get ready for this game coming up. It's going to be a doozy this weekend. I got me a nice little setup. I'll be watching the red zone. Usually it's like the Seahawks or everybody else who else is on that I can watch on the NFL Plus, and then I got like the NFL, and then I got the 49ers game playing on the speaker. So speakers. I can listen to it.
Beat the Huskies game on Saturday. Beat the Seahawks game on Sunday. Yeah.
Swole Cole, what up, man?
I want to suck my... Yeah, Soul Cold's the fucking man, dude. Soul Cold don't give a fuck. He'll do shit like that.
Hey,
Anyways,
if the team wins, right? Who cares?
with that, I think I'm gonna go eat some pumpkin bread because my wife made some. So we out.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.